church yesterday evening was a time that I got a lot of invitations to see. Kirk Missionary Baptist called, the pastor called to inform us that he has his annual program on the 31st of August. In every year, that's his time. At 1 o'clock, he said. So he wants to know how many members our church will be coming. So in case you're going, just let me know so I can tell him when you call later in the week that how many so to look out for from Monday Grand. They prepare. So they like to know, get an idea. I believe too at that time we have a kind of pastors association that we help people. So I may be given some particular help in on this occasion. Another thing is that I was also asked by our school to present myself Monday at 6 o'clock to the school. So they will have to have a talk with me, whatever. But graduation class is coming up soon, and I'm supposed to be in that graduation. I believe that may be my last graduation in the school because I did all the other degrees in the school, so I should be the only doctoral degree to receive from the school. So once I get that in that school, that's such a mid school, except I'm going to another people. But so everything comes Saturday evening, and sometimes on Saturday evenings it's a time that I like to meditate upon what I have to say for Sunday and what I like to do for Sunday, and also listen to some good religious music. And of course, as my wife is not so well these days, we play the old Jim Reeves songs, nice songs. She loves to hear them. So we listen to them together. Nice song that they just soothe your memory. But today I want to speak unto you on this subject, that all of life can have meaning. All of life can have meaning. And our scripture is the Gospel of John, chapter 10 and verse 10. The Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come, that they might have life, and they might have it more abundantly. The question we asked early is, can your life really have meaning or purpose? It is so sad that there are many people, especially older people, that come to a point as though their life have no meaning. Again, children grow up where most people leave the house and they're alone, and they think, well, is that, life, no meaning. But then also it means some young people come to that point likewise. But the question we have to ask, can your life have meaning, or just part of your life have meaning? Well, when you look at the words of Christ, he says, I come, that he might have life, and that he might have it more abundantly. So you're talking about a fuller life. The question we have to ask sometimes, when does a person die? Well, you and I know quite well. When they stop breathing, when their hearts are beating, and all these signs, they're gone. But that's the only sign. There are some people, they have lost interest in almost everything. And they're just there. Like a zombie. Morning, noon, night, like you say. Some have a lot of the world's possession. Some have none. But their life has come to that point, like a routine. Lost it. Everything. But let me say this to you, church. Your life could come to a point as though it is dead when you stop using the mind that God gave you in a constructive way. We have to always keep on thinking. Whatsoever things are good and noble, think on these things. Keep on thinking. But not only that, we must keep on reading, because there are a lot of good books to read. And already you have your Bible. Read. Once you can read, read. And you find that you will have a good purpose for living. But you also find that a person is alive to the extent that, and in the direction that he is aware, alert, sensitive, and responsive. There are many elderly people. You will shock when they talk to you. They are aware of a lot of things that are happening in this society. They keep in touch with the news to get information, and they can carry it with you. An intelligent conversation about things happening now. And sometimes you ask yourself the question, you say, how old are you? And they tell you their age. But that, they are very much alive. When you meet some again, you say, my God. I had a friend, we worked together at Lever Brothers many years. He was a plumber by trade there. And oftentimes he'll come to our house and fix things for me. Well, both of us retired from the company. So I called him one day. I said, plumber, I'd like you to come and fix a problem I had at the house. But the plumber I heard answer me on the other end of the line. It's not the plumber that I really know. A different plumber. But in reality, he came in truth. But he came more to talk with. The first thing he said to me is this. He was fixing his car by an electrician. And while the electrical man doing his work, bandits come in. They stole his car. Well, that's one blow he had. His plumbing tools, it wasn't in that car, but he had it somewhere else. Somebody stole all the tools. And that blow hit that man so hard. Like his whole world was caving in. You know, he said to me, he said, Pastor Gill, if I get rich in all the years I work at Levi's, I will get rich again. It doesn't make no sense worrying yourself. Why worry yourself? And that's true. Why worry yourself? But you know, I was watching a person like he felt discouraged. When you look at his home, a beautiful house. His wife worked security. You feel the nice trimmings in the house. But something was missing. Couldn't put my hands on it, but I know something is missing. And my friend had lost that kind of zeal that he had for life. And many people are like that. They moving around, they're looking at you, they may exchange ideas with you, but something in them have died. They don't enjoy this abundant life that Christ speaks about, even though they are serving God. They're missing it. They said, well, when you talk to them for a while, you find that You can get the depression coming after. Well, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this. My Jesus, our Jesus, told us, Christians, I come, that you might have life and have it more abundantly. Think about the abundant life. What is it? Well, there must be degrees of that life that we could enjoy. There was a period in my life when I worked in a company that it was good. Amen. But that was not really my vocation as such. It's what I had to do to survive, I did it. But my true vocation is to be a servant of God. And that's where I found my joy all the time. So no matter where I go, the joy of the Lord was my strength. There are some people who look at the abundance that refers to property, food, clothing, land, and things like this. Now, when you examine the words of Christ, I don't think it meant that, because Jesus says on another occasion, it's not life more than food, and the body more than clothing. Therefore, do not be anxious, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or what shall we wear? Matthew 6, 25, 31. So Jesus was not talking about just material things like that. He was talking about an abundance way beyond material things. And some of the people around us today who have tried hard to accumulate material things, or we may, if we just say, accumulate money. And you know why they accumulate money? They say, tell us, for their financial security. All right, so they accumulate money. Most of them are the most insecure emotionally. So you have the money, and now that you have it, you're emotionally insecure. Amazing. You fight so hard to get it, you get it. Maybe good or bad means, and you're now emotionally insecure. What is wrong? Well, simply this. They missed the point of what Christ was speaking about. He was speaking about a quality of life. There are people who don't have much in this world. They have nothing to say like you could envy them for. But they have a spirit of thankfulness. And you know, they see their way better than some of us who have abundance, but we're proud with it. Because they can appreciate something, and they can be thankful to God for whatever He blesses them with. There are so many people who have so much, and yet they cannot be thankful. As a matter of fact, they do not know how to be thankful. Don't be anxious, the Bible tells us. Don't live life in fear. We have to learn to trust in God. Now, there are many Christians who are always fearful about everything. Where we are in Maloney, it is not uncommon. Well, I live a little further inside. So the buildings, it's not uncommon to hear somebody tell me, someone was shot in this building or that building or that building. Sometimes I'm driving through in the night, I see lights flambeaus going to a particular building. So I know that somebody died. When they die, I may not know, but I know that the sign tells me somebody is dead around. But you can't live your life so fearful, you're afraid to go outside. You're afraid, what doesn't tell me? When you hear 6 o'clock, somebody, well, that's like my wife rule too. When 6 o'clock, close up that house, and anybody you peep and close back. No man, can't live in a jail like that. And I don't normally have house open up right through because I'm a bit busy, so we have a next gate, steel gate, a little steel gate in front after you leave the door, you must come to that. So that's always closed. Most times locked, so to get through you have to open it up. So when I'm busy and that day, I'm not worried. If it's open, I'm worried because you can walk in and now I have to keep it closed because I don't want my wife to go outside without us knowing, or without I know. But the life that Christ gives to us gives us a certain security and it gives us significance. It helps us to learn to trust in Him. And it helps us to learn to be content with simple things that go way beyond, the daily concerns, the materials. You want so much material that you get, you don't even know what to do with it. In our land, a lot of us don't have. But sometimes when you look at television and at countries where people don't have, and you consider what we don't have and they don't have, and see the difference they don't have. Look at the squalor some of them live in, and you wonder. We are way beyond that. We do far better. And we talk about not having, and their condition is terrible. Believers, the Lord has helped us to look around and look at other people. And then it helps us to count our blessings every day. Some people believe that for life, what you must do to have any kind of purpose, that you must just give yourself a certain importance here, importance there. My honest belief is, for life to have importance, you must give that life to God. Because with all the learning that you have, and everything that you accumulate, there comes a time when you realize that you could sit right here, the children you work so hard for, they're gone. Like one man watching it, his children were gone, married and gone. His wife, who was his companion for many years, she died. And now he is home alone. The dog is in the yard, he's in the house, and all the other things in the house. And what he realized, with all that he had before him, he missed those who God, his children and his wife. And his life was deteriorating. Down, 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 down. Sometimes you may say that can happen to me. But let me say this. It can happen to anyone. But you see, those of us whose mind is stayed upon God, He helps us to go through these seasons when they come. Because life, I would say, it's like a circle. You sit here and you look at your neighbor, and they're experiencing trouble. Nothing wrong in your house. And then you look and you hear, on the news, somebody else in another area experiencing all kinds of problems. but nothing happened in your place. But remember, the wheel is turning. You don't have to go look for trouble. Sometimes trouble come and find you. And you wonder. That's why you're going to be a praying soul. Keep on praying. Because you never know. Never know. Never know. There are some people who live their life for adventure because they had to find something to keep them alive, so they take chances that you and I wouldn't dare take. They do some things that you and I would never dare to do. Like I read about a story about a man in cold. Now I've never been to too much cold places, so I get a little cold and I want to die, much less. A man taking 5 weeks almost and going from one point to another. Like he leaving east to go west. And what is he riding on? A sleigh pulled by some animals. And the only thing he depends upon is the star. He reads the atmosphere as it were. And he's moving to going west, all in a cold region. At the end of his long journey, took him about almost, he was guided by the sun, of course. And at the end, 5.5 months it took him. In the bitter cold, of course he's dressed for it, you know. He's from the cold, so he get accustomed to cold weather. At the end of that period, when he got across, hungry, fatigued, and lonely. But he was following the course that was set by another explorer many centuries before him. And he took the same course that the man had charted, and he made his way to the same place. But he felt there the challenge in doing it. So that's why he did it, to keep himself alive. Even though he had problems, but he wasn't bored. And there are some people that he wasn't crazy either. So he was adventurous. Well, what happens to a person when he no longer has a purpose for living? Or when he finds that life becomes aimless. When he finds that life has no direction. When he finds that he seems to be accomplishing nothing with all the things that he tries. Everything he does, he finds that there is no light, no new light in his day. Everything just keeps draw. There is no effort, no discipline, no challenge, no reward. With that kind of condition, you can feel that he's dead. The believers, there are many people, even our very land, both men and women, and especially among the older heads. For them, life has become, they are alone, and life has become to them like, it's empty. What am I living for? What am I living for? And there's some people asking themselves that question, what am I living for? Well, may I say this? For those who know Christ, we have that assurance of Christ, that I came to give you an abundant life. There is a sense of God in this life. There is a divine call in this life, and not only that, There is a sense of vocation in this life. That life we call the abundant life. It's different to your occupation. What Christ sets for you. There are many people who give their time and their energy in traveling with groups going to countries like ours and doing missionary work. Some of them will not do missionary work back home, but to bring some purpose to their life, they come out doing that. I can well remember in our church here many years ago, a group came. And there's one man, he got very close to me, always chat with me. I felt rather at ease. And then he had a talk with me. He said, Pastor, I am a trained, certified electrician. He said, but I was a drug addict. I was in rehab for several months. And I just came out of rehab about a month ago. But I heard in the church that they were going on this trip. And the pastor said to me, this will do you good, brother, if you could go with us to this trip, Trinidad. And he said, I accepted. And he came. He said to me also, I never knew that there were any part of the world people could love people so, as I saw it in your life. Now, white man talking to me, came here, worked with us. He lived in the United States. It's not to say he lived some backward place, United States. But here we told him, he couldn't believe people could love people so, as he saw it here. And the man felt so good being among us, working with us, that we were rehabilitating the man. He said when he gets back home, he'll be a far better man than when he came. So sometimes you see missionaries come from the States, as we say, these white people come out here. And you assume that all of them so kite with the Lord and they're going all right. That isn't always so. But those who know you could talk and tell you things. I've been very blessed to have a lot of them chat with me. And not only that, but relax and come back. I've also seen some who could have died when they first reached. Like one fellow big told me, he said, Pastor, I am a trooper. He said, my car is air conditioned. My office is air conditioned. My house is air conditioned. He said, oh, this heat is terrible. Can't take the fans at all. And he was sweating because I was very sorry for the man. Because we have the fans. And he was sweating. But within 3 days, like his body adjusted to the heat, and he could take it. And he wasn't even worried about that after a while, just coming out, laughing, singing, moving with us. There are a lot of people in our world. For some of them, they're locked away in apartments and they work hard, they spend money, yes. But life for them have become almost empty.